She-Hulk is Marvel's newest TV show, which is streaming on Disney Plus, and this was much better than I thought it was going to be. Never been a really big fan of the Hulk, so I don't know much lore about it, but this was really surprising. It was quite light-hearted. It was really good with the comedy. Like, they did force some comic lines at times, but overall the characters are quite quirky and they do have good chemistry between them. So this is Bruce Banner, and this is his actual cousin. So Jennifer Walters is a lawyer who's been really pushing her career, and she meets up with her cousin who's got his little armband. So Bruce has got his armband to be able to hold and control the Hulk, and then all of a sudden this spaceship comes out of nowhere and just like makes the car derail, and they go off and they crash, and she absorbs his blood and she becomes She-Hulk. So it is a nice little origin story in terms of how she becomes a Hulk. Like, there's not much explanation in terms of why the spaceship came, but how she sort of develops and becomes the She-Hulk is actually quite good. Like, you can see her, she's quite scared. They do some like first person kind of shots, which is a little bit off-putting at the start, but as you see her like run away and sort of not know where she's waking up, like the edits are awesome. Like, they're cutting really quickly, and it's just, you feel the disorientation that she is feeling. But it really shines in terms of when you have Jen and also Bruce on screen together, where they're trying to learn. Well, Bruce is trying to teach Jen about her actual Hulk powers, because obviously he's had to tame the alter ego that is the Hulk, and then he becomes the smart Hulk, and they do push fun at that, and it's really fun to see. Like, chemistry comes from seeing these two like obviously become a well, because they are family. Like, you can see they have those little sort of jibs at each other, and you kind of like that's really funny in terms of that's what would happen for family. Like, you have those digs, or even like close friends. There is some fourth wall breaks. We have Jen actually talking directly to us, and you can see sometimes she looks directly at the camera. So it knows that it's going to have some humor. And finally, when Jen does get control of her Hulk powers, and they have that sort of one-upping each other, like, that's really fun to see. And obviously I like how she is a little bit more in control, and obviously she has a whole different perspective than actually Bruce does. Like, Bruce has always been, I'll smash this and just run on a rampage, where she actually has control and she can really do a whole sort of different skill set than Bruce has. And it's nice to see, otherwise it would have just been a carbon copy, where she has her own personality, she has her like own little sort of skill set as well. And the ending is really fun in terms of where she's back in the court, then a villain breaks in and she just all of a sudden just turns into the She-Hulk in front of everyone and just sort of outs herself. I like how they didn't hold back and they just went full into it in terms of letting her secret out, giving us the origin story, where the only downfall is they didn't explain anything about the villains. Like, obviously this was just the pilot for the setup of how she became She-Hulk, but the post-credit scene is really funny as well, like where they're talking about how Captain America unfortunately met his end and the things that he needed to do while he was alive. Like, it's really fun. There are really fun moments. They do force the comedy a little bit. There isn't much explanation in terms of who the villain is, but we're going to see that obviously in the next few episodes. It looks like we're getting 9 episodes rather than the standard 6 that obviously Disney and Marvel have been pushing out with their TV shows. So I really enjoyed it, and I really like how they poke fun at it. So for me, this episode was a 4 out of 5. Like, I really enjoyed it, much more than I was expecting. The humor got me. And yeah, let me know what you think below, and you know what to do. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, because we've got daily reviews, we've got gaming highlights as well, we got all sorts of comedy coming at you, and we got reviews. So yeah, you know what to do. Make sure you tell your friends.